Hey there yogi, it's Adele King in here from the WOWbeing Weekly. This week I've got a 30-minute flow for you. Doesn't really need any explanation. All I require is that you come as you are with your mat, no props needed, just you willing to move in a slightly different way. So less habitually maybe as you've been moving into your week, and perhaps a little bit more expansive and really noticing how that perhaps shifts and reframes a few things up here. So get yourself ready and we'll get started. Okay, so come on up to the top of your mat. Place your feet about hip distance apart, which is 2 fists. Place one hand on that flat triangle bone underneath the curve of your lower back, the back of your pelvis. Your other hand right to that bony ridge in the base of your skull. Feel the contours of your hands, the warmth, and fill that warmth in the contours of your hands with the contour of your sacrum and the base of your skull. So it's almost energy that goes like out that way during the day, moves back in and spreads open. A lot more space there. And breathe into those 2 areas, like 2 anchors for your spine. Good, another breath like that. Inhale fully. And exhale, release your arms down by your sides. Referencing those 2 places, we'll take it into movement. Inhale, reach your arms wide and high. Exhale, interlace your fingers behind you. Squeeze the heels of your hands towards each other. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, bend your knees, sink your hips down. Keep your hips low. Inhale, lift the back in front of your chest a little bit more. And exhale, fold over your legs, taking your handshake over the top. Take a big full breath in. And exhale, swim your hands down to your outer shins. Inhale, lengthen that space between your sacrum and the base of your skull where your hands were. And exhale, fold. And again like that. Inhale, lengthen. Lift up through the back of your head. You're not leading with your face or your eyes. Exhale, fold. One more like that. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bow. Interlace your hands to the base of your skull. Fill your hands with the base of your skull. And inhale, come all the way up to stand. Exhale, arms down by your sides. Inhale, reach your arms wide and high. Exhale, interlace your hands. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, sink your hips, sink your knees. Stay low on the hips. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale and fold. Reach your hands down to your outer shins. Inhale, lengthen between your sacrum and the base of your skull. Exhale and bow. Again like that. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bow. Big full breath in. Get really long and broad and spacious. Inhale. And this time, exhale, plant your hands to the outsides of your feet and step your feet back, lower down onto your knees. Into cow pose. Firm the arms, firm the legs. Inhale, lift your sacrum, the base of your skull. And exhale, curl, and draw those 2 points towards each other. And really freeing the spine. Inhale, lift. Exhale, curl. Again like that. Inhale, lift. Exhale, curl. And then this time, inhale, come to neutral. Walk your hands a handprint in front of you. Magnetize your sacrum and the base of your skull up towards sky so you're not collapsing energy down. Really lift those 2 points. Magnetize your belly button towards your spine. You have an awareness of your spine now. Broaden across your upper back. With your toes tucked, hover your knees off the floor. Notice if something collapses, oftentimes it's the head. The head's really heavy. So lift up through the back of your skull. Get really long between those 2 points, sacrum and the base of your skull. Big inhale. And keep that length as you lift your hips and start to fill in the details of your downward facing dog. With that attention to your spine, really long. Firm the arms, firm the legs. Take a big full breath in. A long, steady breath out. Keep that length, particularly the lift through the base of the skull. And inhale, reach your right leg high to the sky. All 5 toes pointing down to the floor. Exhale here. Keep hugging the outer arms in. Another big inhale. And exhale, bend your right knee, point your right knee up to the ceiling. Keep firming that left outer arm in so you're not collapsing down on the left side. Try and keep your armpits level. Another big inhale. Long, long exhale. Then inhale, re-square your right leg straight. Exhale, step your right foot between your hands. Drop your back heel down. Windmill your arms up, warrior 2. And it's okay for that left frontal hip point to roll forwards. So you can clearly point your right knee over your 3rd and 4th toes. Sacrum to base of skull, get really long. And then from there, reach your arms wide, big inhale. Exhale, take your left arm over your right arm. Wrap your forearms, maybe double wrap your hands. Lift your elbows up, big inhale. And exhale, soften down into the legs. Another inhale, really fill up the lungs in your back. And exhale. Inhale fully. Exhale completely. Good, keep your legs as they are. Inhale, unravel your arms. Exhale, drape your left hand down your left leg. Flip the palm of your right hand. Inhale, reverse warrior. And you could even dangle your right hand to the base of your skull. Melt the base of your skull back. Notice how that softens all of this when we reach out. We have a lot more support available to us as we move into the back of the body. We really listen to that support. Good, another breath like that. Yeah, then keep the legs as they are. Inhale, come upright. Exhale, right elbow to right thigh. Flip the palm of your left hand around and tuck it into your waistband, or maybe find your outer right hip. Broaden across the chest, lean the base of your skull back. Fill your sacrum, belly button moving back. Good, inhale here. And exhale, work that front leg towards straight, keeping your left arm as it is. Your right hand could come to the inside of your right leg, or maybe you come down onto fingertips to the outside of your right leg. It's just a slightly different stretch. From all that listening in with your breath, make a choice. And keep your bottom hand as it is. Slowly extract your left arm and swim it up and overhead. Palm of the hand facing down, pinky finger spinning down. And then you could keep arcing it overhead towards the top of your mat. You start to roll the left side of your waist forward, your left lung forwards a touch. You'll get a slightly different stretch. Some of you, your left hand might come all the way down towards your right foot. Release your forehead, release your jaw, big breath in. Long breath out, reach through all your limbs. And then inhale, look over the top of your mat, spin off your back heel, step back to plank pose. Spread through your fingers, firm your arms, lift your thighs, and fill in that space above you with your sacrum and the back of your head. Notice if your head's hanging here, it's a lot of weight on your wrists and the front of your shoulders. Go for that light, buoyant feeling. One more breath. And then hips up and back, downward facing dog. Right leg again, inhale, reach it high to the sky. Exhale, bend your right knee, point it up to the sky. Inhale, re-square the right leg straight. Keep firming that left arm in. Exhale, bend your right knee. Inhale, right leg straight. Exhale, bend your right knee. Inhale, right leg straight. Exhale, step your right foot between your hands. Look at your feet, set your back heel down. You may need to take your left foot wider to get the heel and the outer foot down. Bend your front leg towards a square and lifting up, moving into space behind you with your sacrum in the base of your skull. Float up. It's a lot less effort from there. Inhale. Exhale, interlace your hands. Squeeze the heels of your hands together. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bow forwards, belly to thigh or right shoulder to the inside of the right leg. Strong in your legs, inhale, float back up. Move through the base of the skull, then the eyes follow. And exhale and fold. Good stuff, yogi. One more like that. Inhale. Exhale, fold. And inhale, halfway lift. Spin off your back heel, lift up through the left inner thigh, free your arms. Then exhale, float forwards. Lift up through the inner thigh of the left leg. So it's like you could balance a teacup on your sacrum where your hand was earlier. And you can always bring a fingertip or two down to help support you. But I really want you to think lifting up into the back of your body, so you're lifting up out of that right hip. Good. Float your fingertips back, turn your palms out to turn on the back of your shoulders. Soften your jaw. Inhale here. And exhale, hands down to the top of your mat. Lower your left foot. Send your left hand out in front of you so it's not straight under the shoulder. Pack that left shoulder in. Big inhale, lift the hips up. Exhale, roll onto the outside edge of the left foot. Drag your right foot halfway down your mat, or maybe stack right foot on left foot. Take your right hand to the base of your skull and melt back. Then from there, arc your right arm overhead. Inhale. On your exhale, right hand down, dip your hips down. Inhale, right arm up, lift your hips up. Exhale and dip. Inhale up. Whee! One more like that. Exhale, dip. Inhale up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Enjoy a couple of breaths to reset. And next, inhale, reach your left leg high to the sky, three-legged down dog. Reach through your limbs, exhale. Inhale, lift more through the left inner thigh. Firm the outer right arm, exhale. Inhale fully. And exhale, bend the left knee this time, point it up to sky, so opening through the front of the left hip. It's like you're reaching the toe tips of the left foot around to your right pinky finger on your hand. Keep firming that outer right arm in. And then inhale, re-square it straight. Exhale, re-bend the left knee, point it up to sky. Inhale, square it straight. Exhale, re-bend. Inhale, re-square it straight. Exhale, step your left foot forwards, back heel down, warrior two. Now you have the back view. Your sacrum, imagine spreading it, and the left pelvic half rolling forward slightly, so there's still that spread there, to bend deeply and move the left knee straight over the foot. Then magnetize the belly button in to support that. Inhale, arms wide. And this time, exhale, back arm your right arm over, wrapping the forearms, elbows in. And find that spread across the back and melt your forehead back. Inhale here. Exhale, soften into your legs a touch more. Inhale. And exhale. One more like that. Inhale. Exhale it out. And inhale, reach your arms wide. Keep your legs as they are. Exhale, right hand down. Flip the palm of your left hand. Arc it up and overhead. Inhale, sweep over. Then like before, you could dangle that left hand behind the base of your skull and melt the base of your skull into your hand. Notice how your gaze can soften. And you can take in a more global breath here, and with that a more global picture of what's available to you. We just have one perspective when we're just in that front part of our brain, our thinking mind. It's just a tiny part, the entire fabric of you. So last breath here, breathe into a little bit more of you, right to the edge. Good stuff. Then inhale, reach your arms wide. Just briefly exhale, left elbow to left thigh. Flip the palm of your right hand and either tuck it into your waistband around your outer left hip, drawing that right shoulder back. And keep that with your right arm and start to work your left leg towards straight. Left hand to the inside of the left leg, or maybe fingertips to the outside of the foot. Belly button in towards your spine. Just spread through the sacrum and lean back into the base of your skull. Nicely center it around that vertical line between your sacrum and the base of your skull. Reach your right arm up and overhead, arc it over. Pinky finger down, palm facing down. Then almost around towards the outside of your left foot. Your right hip, your right waist, your right lung starts to dive towards the floor. You get a nice side body stretch in a slightly different way. Couple of breaths there. Good stuff. Then spin off your back heel, plant your hands, plank pose. Fill up the back of your body to really develop the possibility in this shape. And press back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg high to the sky again. Exhale, bend the left knee, point it up. Inhale, re-square the left leg. Exhale, bend the knee, point it up to sky. One more like that. Inhale. Exhale, bend and point. Inhale, re-square the left leg straight. Exhale, step it forwards. Look at your feet. This time for warrior one. Spin the back heel down, turn the back foot in about 45 degrees. You may need to go wider or shorter to get the outer edge of the foot there. And find that connection for yourself. And then through the sacrum and the base of your skull, inhale, float up. Arms follow, gaze follows. Exhale, interlace your fingers. Inhale, lift. Legs stay steady. Exhale, bow. Belly to thigh, or left shoulder to the inside of the left thigh. Then inhale, float up. Heart follows, gaze follows. Exhale and bow. Slow it right down so you miss nothing. Inhale. Good, steady and unhurried. Exhale. Then inhale, halfway lift. Spin off your back heel, release your handshake, and float yourself forwards, reaching that right inner thigh up to sky. As you balance on the left leg, you can always reach your middle or index finger down to the floor. One more think, sacrum and base of your skull lifting. Belly button magnetizing in to support that long line of energy that is your spine, the central organizing system there. You can reach your fingertips back, inhale. And exhale, bend that left leg, land the left foot. Send your right hand out in front of you, so it's not straight under your shoulder. Pack the right shoulder in. Inhale, lift your hips. You've got a lot of room and space now. To exhale, roll onto the outside edge of your right foot. Step your left foot halfway down your mat, or foot upon foot, thigh upon thigh. And inhale, reach that left arm overhead. Take hold of the back of your head a moment. Melt back. That's it. And then you could arc that left arm overhead, lift your hips a touch higher. Inhale. And exhale, sweep that left arm down in front of you, dip the hips down. Inhale up. Exhale, dip down. Inhale up. Last one. Exhale, dip down. Then inhale up. Exhale, back downward facing dog. Slow the breath right down. Maybe even close your eyes. Notice the qualities of what's going on here within the container of this shape, this vehicle that is to pay attention, that is to study yourself, that is to awaken a greater constellation of yourself. Notice the quality of that and perhaps how it's influenced your mind space. And continue to breathe life into these qualities and take it into movement. Inhale, right leg high to the sky. Exhale, bend your right knee pointed up to the sky. Inhale, re-square, slow it down. Exhale, bend it open through the front of the thigh. Inhale, square the hips, right leg straight. Exhale, point it to sky. Inhale, right leg straight. Exhale, sweep your right shin forwards. Right knee all the way to the right side of your mat. Right foot more toward your left hip. Look around to your left leg, make it nice and long. Foot can be tucked or pointed, that's up to you. And see if you can walk back onto your fingertips. You can imagine a second pair of hands, or you could use your hands around to your sacrum and the base of your skull, your occiput. And move your energy back that way. It's a really nice counter pose for all those times in our day where we're out there and we're rushing and pushing. Perhaps a bit clearer, slightly more easeful here. And pigeon is a back bend. So you could start to explore as you lengthen the space between those two areas, your sacrum and your occiput. You curl back a touch. In a really fluid, easeful way. And inhale, come back forwards. Walk your hands forwards, either forearms and prayer hands, or stacking your fists, resting your forehead on your fists, or full pranam. You decide, just for a few rounds of breath. And it's not just about collapsing energy forwards here, it's really about finding a more harmonious flow in all directions. So you find yourself just kind of collapsing into the fold. What would it be just to lift a little bit more into the back of your body? Good. And walk your hands under your shoulders. Press into your hands to reach your right knee halfway down your mat. Float your left leg up. Kind of like three-legged dog, reaching through the left inner thigh. So there's a lot of breadth and space around the sacrum, belly button in, lift up through the back of the head. Then send your right hand out in front of you, again so it's on a diagonal. Right foot, toes tucked, take that out to the side as well, like a little kickstand. Then spin around your vertical axis, over to the left. Left leg lifted, lifting through the pelvic stabilizers there on the lateral part of the hip. Left arm overhead. You could stay there, moving a little bit more into the back of your body. Or you could bend the left leg, reach the left hand around and catch the top of the left foot, kick the foot and the shin away, and start to curl from the base of your skull. Curl back, spin your belly and your chest up. Get really global breath here from your spine in every direction. Nice. And inhale, release that. Left hand down. And sneak your left knee behind your right knee. Take your feet wide and come to sit back. And when you get there, it might be that the right hip really lifts up. So a few options. You could elevate your seat up on a blanket or roll up the back of your mat. Or you could extend that left leg straight out in front of you. And the key here is to find balance in that flat triangle bone that is your sacrum. So instead of that, we're more that. And that right pelvic half can be grounded. And this free flow of energy through the central organizing system of you out into every cell. And you could stay upright. You could fold forwards. You could take an arm variation, like holding on to opposite elbows. From this act of listening in and moving your energy into the back of your body, make a really clear choice for you. Taking in the entire context, not just that part of you that thinks and analyzes, but that part of you that feels. If you're folding forwards, inhale, come back up. Release any arm variation. Exhale, lean back and give the legs a little wiggle woggle side to side or out in front of you. And up and over, downward facing dog. See if you can set yourself up from these two key points, base of your skull and sacrum. It's not about getting your heels to the ground or collapsing your chest to the ground. You might get a nice stretch in one part of your body, but there's a loss of integrity in other parts. So even as you stretch the sides, can you feel a lift in the back? Even as you open the front, can you firm the arms, the legs? And then inhale, reach the left leg high, maintaining that. Exhale, point your left knee up to sky. Inhale, re-square the leg. Exhale and point. Inhale, re-square the leg. Exhale, point. Inhale, re-square the leg. And exhale, slide the left shin forwards, left knee all the way to the edge of your mat, left foot, right hip. Take a little peek around to that right leg. Toe tucked or pointed, that's up to you. And walk your fingertips back. Second pair of hands, or maybe your hands, you decide. Sacrum. If there's anything pinchy or throwing you off, maybe you come forwards here. Making these really skillful choices for you from tuning in to your spine. Maybe it's a back bend. And on your next inhale, walk your fingertips forwards. Could be forearms, prayer hands, stacked fists, or full pranam. And really enjoy being in all parts of your body. Global and attentive with your breath. And walk your hands back under your shoulders. Press into your hands to lift up that left knee and move it halfway down your mat. Spread through your fingers, lift your right foot up to sky, reaching and lifting through the right inner thigh. And with your left foot tucked, take it off to the side like a little kickstand. Left hand a little bit further in front of the left shoulder, pack the left shoulder in. Then spin belly and chest around to the right side of your mat. Sacrum, base of your skull, that long, alive line of energy. You might reach the right arm overhead. You could bend that right leg, reach the hand around to the top of the foot, kick the foot and the shin away. A little bit more playful here. Good stuff, yogi. Release the leg, right hand down, then snuggle your right knee behind your left knee. Take your feet wide so you've got space for your butt when you come on down. And as you take the time to pause and arrive, feeling in with your breath, noticing that if you're just here, grinning and bearing the pose, that it's only a limited part of the information that's available. And as you follow it down into your spine, then also listen into that left hip. If that left side is lifted, what it is you could do to really align with something that's more true. That's this. It could be extending the bottom leg. It could be sitting up, knowing that it's probably different to the other side. We ask our body to hold ourselves in particular shapes, often asymmetrically. And find that truth for you. Melt backwards into it. And leaning back into life there. You can stay with that upright or an arm variation like earlier. We could take that into movement forwards, folding forwards. You decide. Breathe life into that decision. And then coming back upright if you were folded forwards, release your arms. Exhale to lean back. You could windscreen wiper your knees. You could give your legs a little shimmy shake. And then taking both legs out in front of you, second toes pointing up to sky. Spread your sit bones, space for your sacrum. Lean back into the base of your skull, and all of this kind of starts to soften back. And that softening back, there's a much broader perspective, like that peripheral gaze or a panoramic lens on a camera. Explore how you can maintain that even as you move forwards, bit by bit, millimeter by millimeter. Really present and attuned to listening in all the way along. You find that invitation to move to your edge, not past it. And settle on in there with your breath. Let your legs be heavy, your head be heavy. Your spine mapping your breath fluid and free. It's so very strong and stable. Nothing about this pose is tugging yourself into it or grinning and bearing it. In the moment you grit your jaw, and we tug ourselves into it, it becomes how we move in life too. So make a choice about that, what feels more true for you. And readjust and align however you need, last few breaths. Slowly come up. And if that felt like quite a lot of a load for your spine, just next time it might be that you're up here, or you can even be here. Okay? So you got all that information, how we move there, to take into a last little bit of your practice, to take into the shapes of the rest of your day, or to take into the next time that you join me with this video. So spend at least a few minutes quietly with yourself here to continue to process that experience. Recognize how grateful you are to have that experience. How grateful I am to have you. Thank you for being here today. Namaste.